New at 5. A battle is brewing between the city of Boulder and a pilot who owns property right next door. The city plans to take his property to keep him from accessing the airport from his own hangar. Well, that hangar is just northeast of the airport, right off Independence Road and 57th Street. 7 News reporter Lance Hernandez has been digging into this story. The big issue here is something called a through-the-fence agreement.
Mike, a through-the-fence agreement is a document which gives the pilot access to the airport from his property. Now, the original owner of this property was granted such an agreement back in 1958. The new owner says it was in perpetuity. The city disagrees.
If you're looking for a place where democracy is no longer in existence, come to Boulder.
Barry Barnow bought this property 7 years ago with the intention of building a house. The main reason he bought it, because of the through-the-fence agreement.
How long does your through-the-fence agreement last?
Well, this particular one is in perpetuity, so it goes forever.
Barnow says the previous owner was granted that agreement when the city condemned his other property to expand the airport. He showed us paperwork granting that owner and his heirs or successors unrestricted access to the airport through a permanent easement.
The city council has voted twice now to take this property away from me.
Boulder claims that allowing Barnow access to the airport from his property could jeopardize federal funds and creates safety concerns. Barnow and fellow pilot Hawkeye Gross say Congress recently authorized funding for the FAA through 2015. They also say safety is not an issue.
If this is a commercial airport, in other words, if there was passenger traffic in here, it would be a whole different world. But there is no commercial traffic here.
Boulder has hired an outside law firm to start the eminent domain proceedings.
Why do you think that they're using those powers?
I think at the end of the day, it's to show who's boss. I think that's clearly the case.
Now, city officials declined to go on camera, but they did email me a statement that said most airports with through-the-fence operations allow aircraft to enter only via approved taxiways. Now, they say here in Boulder, this pilot would have to enter those taxiways by crossing two runways, and they say that's not a safe condition and doesn't meet FAA regulations for grant assurances. Barnow says he doesn't have to cross the runway. He says he can simply taxi on the grass. In Boulder, Lance Hernandez, 7 News.
Pretty complicated. Thank you, Lance. The city of Boulder says it tried to reach a settlement with that property owner, but that he had refused to enter negotiations. Barnow says the airport access is what makes his property valuable and that the city isn't offering anywhere near what that property is worth.